Hello, friends. If you have ever thought that as you age, your legs begin to lose strength and endurance, you are not alone. Many people notice that as they age, it becomes more difficult to climb stairs, and long walks quickly cause fatigue. However, it is important to understand that weakness in the legs does not have to be an inevitable part of aging. On the contrary, there are certain vitamins and minerals that can not only slow down this process, but also partially reverse it. Today I will tell you about 6 key substances that directly support the health and strength of your legs. You will learn how exactly these components strengthen bones, muscles, ligaments, and even nerve endings. Most importantly, you will understand how easy it is to add them to your daily menu. You don't need to become a nutrition expert to do this. You just need to slightly revise your habits. But before I begin, I want to ask you one question. Have you ever thought about what it means to lose the ability to stand on your feet confidently? In old age, this not only creates everyday difficulties, but also leads to a decrease in independence. Think about how many ordinary joys become inaccessible if we cannot walk or stand for a long time. That's why it's so important to keep our legs strong and reliable for as long as possible. So let's get started. First, I'll briefly list these 6 important vitamins and minerals, one of which is vitamin D. Vitamins B12, C, K2, magnesium, and vitamin E deserve your attention. Try to look through and read this material to the end, because in the final part I will tell you about a non-obvious detail that will enhance the effect of all these useful substances. To begin with, let's look at vitamin D. You can often hear about its connection with sunlight and strengthening of bone tissue. But let's delve into this topic. With age, the skin loses the ability to effectively synthesize vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. In addition, lifestyle factors add to this. Some people rarely go outside, especially in the cold months, while others live in a region with insufficient sun throughout the year. However, vitamin D is important not only for bone strength, but also for muscle tone and coordination. With normal vitamin D levels, muscles contract and relax better, which reduces the risk of cramps and spasms. In addition, vitamin D is involved in immune processes, the effect of which indirectly affects the condition of the limbs, because chronic inflammation often causes joint pain. Where can you get vitamin D if the sun isn't always available? The easiest way is to adjust your diet. Include fatty fish, such as salmon or mackerel, as well as fortified dairy products and eggs. If your lifestyle or health requires more, consult your doctor about taking fish oil or specialized supplements. But it's important to remember, vitamin D has the ability to accumulate in the body, so it is very important to control its dosage. Excessive consumption of this vitamin can also have a negative impact on health. The next element on our list is vitamin B12. Many people who have crossed the threshold of 50 to 60 years note sudden weakness in the legs or even tingling. Often, such symptoms can indicate problems with blood circulation, but no less often they indicate a lack of vitamin B12. This vitamin is responsible for the proper functioning of the nervous system and is involved in the creation of the myelin sheath that protects the nerves. When myelin is destroyed due to a deficiency of vitamin B12, signals from the brain to the limbs begin to be transmitted intermittently, which causes discomfort, from a slight burning sensation to a feeling of numbness. Moreover, with a lack of this vitamin, muscles do not receive enough oxygen, which leads to rapid fatigue. In fact, we can say that the cells suffer from oxygen starvation due to a lack of red blood cells that carry oxygen to the tissues. This is especially acute for those who try to move actively. For example, go for a leisurely walk, and after a few minutes there is a feeling of fatigue. Be sure to check the level of vitamin B12 in the blood if such symptoms are present. This important element is found mainly in animal products, meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and milk. If you eat such products but still experience signs of deficiency, then perhaps your body does not absorb the vitamin well. The cause may be low acidity of gastric juice or intestinal dysfunction. That is why, if such symptoms appear, you must consult a doctor for proper diagnosis and treatment. If you have serious symptoms, it is important to get tested and, if necessary, choose additional remedies. Now let's talk about vitamin C, which is most often associated with maintaining immunity and preventing colds. But this vitamin plays an equally important role in the health of your feet. Vitamin C is not just an immune booster, but a key element in the process of collagen production. Collagen is responsible for the elasticity and strength of not only the skin, but also ligaments, tendons, and cartilage. If you experience pain when bending or straightening your knee, or if you feel prolonged discomfort in the Achilles tendon area, your body may not have enough building material to synthesize collagen. With age, collagen production naturally decreases, and with a deficiency of vitamin C, the situation is aggravated. Many note that with a lack of this vitamin, their legs take much longer to recover from exercise, and unpleasant nagging pain and discomfort appear. That is why foods rich in vitamin C, such as citrus fruits, kiwi, berries, and bell peppers, can bring additional relief and flexibility to the legs. If desired, you can use concentrated supplements of acerola or rose hips, but it is better to give preference to natural remedies and strictly adhere to the recommended dosages. Another important point is related to calcium. Many people take calcium to strengthen their bones, but often forget about the importance of vitamin D for its proper absorption. If calcium is not absorbed properly, it can only wander around the body without bringing any benefit. Calcium can be deposited in blood vessels or joints, creating unnecessary rigidity and thereby impairing leg mobility. Vitamin K, too, literally directs calcium in the right direction, helping to strengthen bones and reduce the risk of fractures. For older people, it is especially important to prevent such injuries, since even a small crack in the leg bone can deprive you of activity for a long time and negatively affect your overall health. Therefore, it is reasonable not only to take calcium, but also to combine it with vitamin K2. Where can you find it? In traditional Japanese cuisine, vitamin K2 is found in the fermented product natto, which, however, may seem unusual to our taste. Vitamin K2 is also found in some European cheeses, especially aged ones, and also in high-quality butter, preferably obtained from cows grazing on grassy meadows. Even if the doses are small, regular intake of the vitamin is better than its complete absence. Moving on to magnesium. Muscles cannot function properly without this mineral, as magnesium is involved in the process that ensure muscle contraction and relaxation. If you experience night cramps, sudden spasms, weakness, or uncontrollable twitching of the legs, consider whether you are getting enough magnesium in your diet. Magnesium also plays an important role in the nervous system, helping to relieve excess tension, which has a positive effect on both mental health and sleep quality. Green leafy vegetables such as spinach and kale are considered good sources of magnesium, as are potassium, nuts, legumes, seeds, and whole grains. It is very easy to develop a habit of adding pumpkin or sunflower seeds to your meals to increase the intake of this mineral. Many people, after they start regularly consuming these seeds, notice that leg cramps occur less often and their overall endurance increases. And finally, about vitamin E. It is often associated with the beauty of skin and hair, but few people think about the fact that vitamin E is one of the main antioxidants. It helps blood vessels remain flexible and improves microcirculation. If there is weak blood flow in the legs, the muscles do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients, which is why there is constant fatigue, swelling, a feeling of cold in the feet or calves. Vitamin E maintains the health of the vascular walls and reduces oxidation processes. You can find this vitamin in vegetable oils, especially wheat germ oil, nuts, seeds, and avocados. Let's sum it up. There are many vitamins and minerals that directly affect our condition. Now think about it. Do you consume them in the required volume, considering that you are no longer 20? If you have always been active in the fresh air, ate a variety of food with enough fish, vegetables, and healthy fats, most likely your diet is balanced. But if your lifestyle is more homey and familiar, perhaps you are not getting enough important elements, and then it's time to change your diet. People often ask, is it true that all these substances can be obtained without supplements if you eat right? Yes, it is possible, but not always easy. Firstly, due to geographical features, it is not easy to get fresh fish or high-quality dairy products in all regions. Secondly, digestive problems often appear with age. In addition, some medications impair the absorption of vitamins, so it is important to consult with doctors. If you suspect a serious deficiency, I want to share a little secret that will enhance the effect of these useful substances. All vitamins work better if the body receives the right amount of protein and fluid. Protein is the main building material for muscles and bones. Without it, it is more difficult for the body to effectively use vitamins. Water, in turn, plays the role of transporting nutrients to cells. Dehydration can cause weakness, malaise, and increased fatigue in the legs. Think of water as being like oil, lubricating the body's machinery, helping to deliver vitamins throughout the body. Another useful tip is to regularly do at least light exercises for the legs. This can be simple stretching, walking, or balance training, which improve blood flow. Active blood circulation helps distribute vitamins more effectively. Such activity warms up the body and increases its receptivity to nutrients. Conversely, if you sit all day, blood flow slows down, muscles weaken, and even proper nutrition works much worse. Finally, imagine that an ordinary step on the stairs becomes a serious obstacle. Over time, this will lead to you going to the store less and less often, avoiding walks and meetings with loved ones, because your legs can no longer withstand the load. Taking care of your health and paying close attention to your body will help you stay active and enjoy a full life. Often life is limited to the narrow walls of your own apartment, and this really sounds pretty dull. However, there is always an opportunity to make a choice in favor of an active and long existence. Your body deserves attention and care, and if you provide it with all the necessary resources, it will respond to you with the strength to enjoy walks, communication with grandchildren, and travel. Even if you are 78 or 90 years old, you should not give up and think that changes are no longer possible. Numerous stories prove that when older people begin to eat right and take the right substances, their gait becomes more confident, and their energy and vitality increase noticeably. Sometimes I hear, "I'm so old, what's the point in changing anything now? I've lived like this for 30, 40 years and nothing." Imagine that your body is a house that needs constant care, like repairs. If you do nothing for a long time, the condition worsens. But once you turn on the renewal process, you will feel comfort and recovery. The body is able to strengthen damaged areas even in old age if you get the right means for recovery. By the way, it is very important to observe the correct dosage. You should not self-medicate, because this can also cause harm. Harmony and balance are the best helpers on this path. And one more piece of advice. If you use blood thinners, high doses of vitamin K2 can reduce their effect, so be careful and consult with specialists. If you have serious kidney problems, you should be especially careful when taking magnesium. It is important to discuss all the details with experienced specialists who understand your medical history and health condition. If you feel more or less okay in general, you can use safe and simple methods to include vitamins in your daily diet. You should start with small steps, such as taking a tablespoon of fish oil or a capsule of vitamin D once a day, adding a handful of magnesium-rich seeds to your morning porridge, preparing fresh salads and dressing them with oils high in vitamin E. High-quality cheeses often contain vitamin K2. It is important that this is your habit and not a temporary measure for a week or two. Consistency and moderation are the main secrets of success. What effect can you notice with the right approach? Firstly, your general well-being will improve. Your legs will be less tired when walking. Night cramps will decrease or disappear. Climbing stairs will become much easier, and your steps will be more confident. When your legs don't hurt, life will be filled with new colors. You will have more energy for activities, meeting friends and traveling, and you will be able to devote time to your garden and other hobbies. Secondly, it is an investment in the future. Strong bones and leg muscles reduce the likelihood of injury. This protection is especially important in old age because fractures require long and difficult recovery. Don't forget to choose the right shoes and do light exercises aimed at stretching and strengthening your leg muscles. Vitamins and minerals are complete nutrition for your body and the key to a healthy lifestyle. Physical activity and training keep the body in good shape. One without the other does not give a full result, but their combination creates a powerful synergistic effect. Therefore, you should not rely solely on medications or solely on sports. Everything works together, like a well-coordinated mechanism. Sometimes people ask me if it is possible to simply buy a jar of multivitamins and solve the problem once and for all. The problem is that not all complexes contain the necessary doses, especially vitamins D and K2, as well as magnesium. In addition, absorption greatly depends on the form of the vitamin or mineral. For example, magnesium is represented by different salts: citrate, glycinate, oxide, and their bioavailability is different. The same applies to vitamin B12, which in supplements is available in the form of cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin. Their absorption is also different. If you want to take the issue seriously, you need to carefully select a complex or use individual supplements. However, before spending money on many drugs, check your diet. Perhaps it is enough to just selectively add 1 or 2 products to the daily menu. I really want you to not just think interesting after this information, but to make a specific decision. For example, from tomorrow, start walking in the sun more often. To naturally get vitamin D, or include a handful of pumpkin seeds in your salad to increase your magnesium level. Small steps are the most effective way to take care of yourself. After all, they do not require huge efforts and already bring great results. The efforts really do bring results. If any of your relatives or friends complain about tired legs, sore knees, or other troubles, be sure to share this information with them. Perhaps they just lack knowledge about proper nutrition and body support. Together, we can help each other stay active and cheerful regardless of age. Let's sum it up. Vitamin D helps maintain bone strength and muscle strength and reduces the likelihood of falls. Vitamin B12 is extremely important for the health of the nervous system and the process of hematopoiesis, which directly affects the endurance and sensitivity of the legs. Vitamin C is necessary for the creation of collagen, which strengthens ligaments, tendons, and promotes muscle recovery. Vitamin K2 plays an important role in the targeted flow of calcium to the bones, protecting blood vessels and joints from unwanted deposits. Magnesium can prevent cramps and spasms, improving muscle coordination and the functioning of the nervous system. Vitamin E is responsible for normal blood circulation and maintaining the elasticity of blood vessels, due to which the legs receive more oxygen and nutrients. This group of 6 vitamins can significantly improve the quality of your life. Perhaps this seems incredible, but think about it. Our body consists of billions of cells, and they all need proper nutrition to function properly. If you don't regularly provide your body with the necessary elements, sooner or later, things will start to go wrong. But if you start feeling weak or sore in your legs, don't give up. On the contrary, it's a signal that it's time to pay attention to your health and start acting. Thank you for reading to the end. I hope this information was useful to you. Useful and meaningful. The main rule is consistency. Sometimes you can allow yourself some indulgences in your diet, but still try to ensure that your main food provides your body with the necessary amount of vitamins and minerals. If you have any questions, be sure to discuss them with your doctor or nutritionist, because each person is unique and has their own personal health history. In conclusion, I want to wish you strong legs and a cheerful spirit. The longer we remain active, the more pleasure we will be able to get from life. Imagine how great it is to walk in the park, travel to interesting places, play with your grandchildren without feeling tired legs. All this is quite possible if you take care of your body. Do not put off taking care of yourself. Start today to pay more attention to your legs and give them what they really need. I am sure that you will feel positive changes very soon and will be grateful for the attention to your health. Take care of yourself, walk more, eat right, and stay in a good mood.